Okay, so just a quick video today. This is a case from New Zealand. I just saw this article today. A woman has been released from jail after only 6 years for murdering her boyfriend. You can see the headline, Zariah Sampson, who strangled boyfriend to death with computer cord, released from jail. And wait till you read till what she actually did. You can see Zariah Jo Simpson was sentenced to 6 years and 3 months in jail for the manslaughter of her boyfriend, Corey Protos, in 2014. Now, already, if a man murdered his girlfriend, you know he's getting more than 6 years. But let's see what it says. A woman jailed for manslaughter after strangling her boyfriend to death with a computer cord has been released after 6 years. Zariah Sampson, who was serving a 6-year, 3-month term for the 2014 killing of Corey James Protos, 30, was due to be released August 1st. A parole board panel decided the 28-year-old could be released on June 24th as she had appeared to have addressed previous problems. Okay, so let me get this straight. She murdered her boyfriend, but because she addressed her previous problems, she gets to be released? Like, imagine if a man killed his girlfriend. Is there any circumstance, unless it was self-defense, is there any circumstance where he gets released after only 6 years? Now, listen to what she actually did during the murder. Sampson surrendered herself to police on April 27, 2014, leaving Protos, whom she described as the best boyfriend she ever had, dead under her bed. The day before, she had, over 4 hours in a friend's kitchen, tied his hands behind his back, stripped him, and assaulted him with punches and kicks. That's pure psychopathic behavior. That is not self-defense. If someone is tied and being tortured for 4 hours, that is not self-defense. Then it goes on, she then marched him out of the flat and took him to a desolate state house where she lived with her pregnant sister. There she wrapped a computer cord around his neck and strangled him. Police found his body the next day wrapped in red foam mink blanket under a double bed. It was never clear why Protos did not do more to defend himself. So think about what she did. This was not like, she was drunk, they had an argument, and like she stabbed him or she hit him and he fell and broke his neck. She beat him over 4 hours, tied him up, drove him somewhere else, and then strangled him to death. That is not self-defense. That's a prolonged, violent murder. And I know this is kind of like being a broken record here, but just imagine if the genders were reversed. Imagine if a boyfriend did that to his girlfriend, kicking her, beating her, tying her up, and strangling her. Is there any chance that he gets released after only 6 years and he gets paroled? And look at how she got paroled. When the mother of 3 applied for parole in April, the board rejected her bid after hearing she had entered a relationship with an inmate and had used methamphetamine. She also lacked a robust release proposal. On June 4th, she told a parole board panel that she had never really tried before but was now behaving well. She'd been thinking about the consequences of her actions and processing thoughts better due to medication. She was now focused on her release, herself, and her children. Now, I'm sorry, but just because now she's behaving better in jail, she gets to be released after killing someone? And I understand the children. That makes it very difficult because that means those children are away from their mother. But that mother killed her boyfriend. And I don't know if that boyfriend is the father or not. But she is a murderer. And there has to be a consequence for permanently ending somebody's life. It can't just be, well, I'm behaving in prison well now, so I get to be released after permanently ending a human being's life, an innocent human being's life. That's just ridiculous. Now, this part's kind of weird. She was initially charged with murder, but the charge was reduced. A Stuff investigation found that police reduced the murder charge after being faced with a prolonged and unforeseen legal battle that could have jeopardized their confidential informants. Now, that's not unheard of for police to have to drop cases because they have informants in place and they can't ruin another case. But in this case, she confessed. So why would there have to have been a prolonged or unforeseen legal battle? Like, why would they need informants at all? They have the confession. So there is a lot of weird stuff in this case. But the main point of this video is that if the genders were reversed, and if a boyfriend killed his girlfriend in such a brutal way, tying her up and beating her and strangling her, there's just no way that he would have been released after 6 years. No way.